Walking sounds almost too simple to matter. No gym, no extreme diet, no expensive equipment, just walking. So I wanted to ask one simple question. What happens if you walk every day for 4 weeks? Not as a miracle challenge, not as medical advice, and not as a promise that your whole life will change overnight. Just one small habit, repeated every day. For 4 weeks, the rule was simple. Walk every day. It did not have to be fast, it did not have to be perfect, and it did not have to feel like a serious workout. The goal was not to punish the body. The goal was to build a habit that was easy enough to repeat. In the first few days, nothing dramatic happened. No movie-style transformation, no sudden glow-up, no endless energy. But something small did happen. I felt like I had done one good thing for myself, and that matters. Because many days feel out of control. You wake up, check your phone, sit for hours, answer messages, get tired, and suddenly the day is almost over. Walking gave the day one simple win. Even if everything else was messy, I could still say, at least I did that. By the end of the first week, walking started to feel less like exercise and more like a reset button. If my mind felt crowded, walking gave it space. If the day felt heavy, walking made it feel lighter. If I had been sitting too long, walking reminded my body that it was not built to stay frozen all day. That was the first lesson. Walking is not only about burning calories, it is about breaking the pattern of doing nothing. The routine where you sit down and keep sitting. The routine where you say, I'll do it later. The routine where 5 minutes on your phone becomes 1 hour. Walking interrupts that. By week 2, the habit became easier. At first, I had to remind myself to do it, but after a while, it became part of the day. Like brushing your teeth, like making coffee, like checking your phone, except actually useful. One of the biggest changes was mental. Walking gave me time without scrolling. No endless feed, no random videos, no comparing my normal day to someone else's perfect life. Just movement, air, and a few minutes to think. At first, that quiet felt strange, but after a while, it became useful. You notice your breathing. You notice your thoughts. You notice how busy your mind really is. Walking did not just move my body. It slowed down my mind. By the 3rd week, I started noticing small changes. Not huge changes, not guaranteed changes, and not the same changes for everyone. But my body felt less stiff. My mood felt a little more stable. I felt less guilty at the end of the day. And my sleep routine became easier to respect. Not because walking magically fixed everything, but because one good habit often pulls another one with it. A walk can lead to drinking more water. Going outside can lead to less screen time. Less screen time can make bedtime easier. That is where walking becomes powerful, not because it is extreme, but because it is easy enough to repeat. Most people do not fail because their habits are too small. They fail because their habits are too hard to keep. They try to change everything at once. Wake up early, work out for an hour, eat perfectly, stop scrolling, be productive all day. It sounds good for a few days. Then real life happens. You get tired, miss one day, feel like you failed, and the whole routine collapses. Walking is different because it is flexible. You can walk in the morning. You can walk after lunch. You can walk in the evening. You can walk for a short time on a busy day. The habit survives because it does not need perfection. By week 4, I realized the biggest change was not physical. It was identity. At the beginning, I thought, I should probably move more. By the end, I thought, I am someone who walks every day. That small shift matters, Because when a habit becomes part of who you are, it takes less energy to continue. You're not waiting for motivation anymore. You're just keeping a promise. So what happens if you walk every day for 4 weeks? You may feel clearer. You may feel more active. Your body may feel less stiff. Your mood may feel more balanced. Your sleep routine may improve. And yes, depending on your lifestyle, walking can support weight management too. But it is not a miracle. It is not a shortcut. And results are different for everyone. The real change is simpler than that. Walking gives you momentum, because once you do one good thing, the next good thing feels a little easier. You do not need to change everything. You just need to take the first walk, then do it again tomorrow, and again the next day. 4 weeks later, you may not become a completely different person, but you may become a person who trusts themselves a little more. And sometimes that is where real change begins.